Okay, I want to remind myself I'm only recording this video in one singular take, and then I'm putting out whatever I get, right? I feel sometimes that, not that I'm a perfectionist by any standards, but I feel like you need to, like, it doesn't really matter how this video turns out. I'm going to have 20 people watch it. I'm going to have 2 thumbs up, and I'm going to have no comments, right? It doesn't matter, right? I could spend, the next hour writing a script and planning out and editing, but it does not matter, okay? All that matters is that I get my message across no matter how I do it. And my message today is talking about, yesterday I made a video about healthy distractions. And today I want to kind of flip that around and talk about not trying to do too many things at once, right? Most people that are watching NoFap videos are also, want to improve in other facets of their life, right? They're looking up workout videos, right? Maybe they're looking into minimalism. Maybe they're trying to become more intertwined with their faith. Maybe they're, trying to learn an instrument or a language, or they're spending more time on art, or they're, doing cold showers, right? There's so many different things that are good for self-improvement. But when you do all of them at once, you're going to find yourself burnt out very quickly, okay? When you, do NoFap, right? I think that NoFap and I think working out and maybe your diet are the best starting out points for self-improvement in general, right? I feel like those are like get the ball rolling to help you with other facets of your life, right? When I work out, it helps me remember to take cold showers, right? After I work out, I like taking a cold shower, right? When you work out, it can trigger other positive things that you want to change in your life, right? After I work out, I feel motivated. That's good. That means I can, do homework. That means I can do personal studies after I work out, right? Same with NoFap. I feel that NoFap is a great step in trying to redo your dopamine receptors. And when you start with the big one, right? When you start with getting rid of masturbation, which is a huge influx of dopamine, it starts to reset, and then you can start trying to get other dopamine things like dopamine heavy excreting unnaturally products, right? Okay, so if you're gambling, thousands of dollars online, and then you're like, drinking a soda or you're scrolling through your phone, they all produce different levels of dopamine that I think are unnatural in your head, right? Like it's obvious, right? If you're gambling, right, or if you're like doing, cocaine, you're going to produce a lot more dopamine than you're going to get from, having a piece of candy or like scrolling through Instagram. That doesn't mean that, okay, one is naturally worse than the other, right? Cocaine's probably worse than Instagram, but that's not really the point, right? They're all bad. Some might be worse than others, but they both negatively affect you in different ways, right? Because you're not going to realize that you're addicted to social media as fast as you're going to realize that you're addicted to gambling or that you're addicted to crack, right? And when you try and do like one or two, self-improvement things, I feel like a lot of people let other things slip just for a little bit, right? Maybe for 2 weeks while you're trying to, work out more and you're trying to do NoFap, right? You might leave your room a mess, right? You might your diet might slip a little bit, right? You might be spending more time on YouTube. You might be spending more time playing video games. You might be spending more time, finding cheap ways of dopamine to get the same amount of hit of stimulation. Because I feel like everyone needs, or at least everyone wants, some sort of external stimulation. If that means caffeine, if that means sugar, if that means, there are positive ones too, right? But I feel like a lot of people require some sort of stimulation to be able to, exist in our world right now. We live in a very stimulation heavy world, right? Like, you're going to hear music all the time. You're going to be listening to ads all the time. You're going to be like talking to people, that's a form of stimulation, social connection, right? But I was thinking more along the lines of, we live in a very social media heavy world. We live in a world where news uses a lot of, not alarmist, but like strong language to try and get you involved in looking at it, right? If you have two news sources and one of them's like Trump assassination attempt in Georgia, and then the next one is like, something small that we don't really care about, like, here's why, cheese prices is going up in this town in Alaska. It's not that nobody cares, but it's like your eyes, right? We know which one's going to get the most clicks, right? We live in a world where we're constantly stimulated, and you need to get rid of the really big ones in order to, like, the external really big ones, right? Drugs, alcohol, which is considered a drug, right? Masturbation, maybe if you're a sex addict, right? Gambling, those are some of the big ones. And when you get rid of those, I think that you start receiving more dopamine from little things, right? And that's how I want to live, right? I want to be happy when I see, a fat squirrel, right? If I look out my window and I see a fat squirrel lugging around a piece of bread, I want to feel that's so random. I want to feel happy, right? If you do crack, sorry, that's just such an easy one to go to, because I'm willing to bet that most people agree that that's not that bad, right? Like, I've tried to convince people that, like, NoFap is a good thing and, like, you shouldn't jerk off, and then they're like, yeah, but there are pros to jerking off. It decreases your chance of colon cancer by like 17%. And I'm like, it's a lot easier to convince the normal person that crack is bad. So that's why I keep using it as an example, right? Okay, I'm so sidetracked right now. Okay. You need to find positive forms of dopamine, right? And you also need to not do everything at once. That was the point of the video. I started with that. I got sidetracked 3 times. You need to not do everything at once. If it's Sunday and you're hungover and you're tired and you have to write a 5-page paper, and by the end of that day, you're gonna feel greasy. You didn't have time to shower. You didn't have time to work out. You just feel gross, right? I feel like everyone's had that time. And what do? You go, you know what? I need to make a change. And you're gonna watch motivational videos on YouTube. You're gonna watch Jordan Peterson. You're gonna watch Motivation Today, and you're gonna feel good. And you're gonna write a workout plan, and you're gonna write a list of things that you want to do, and you're going to clean your room, you're going to do your laundry, right? If you say, starting tomorrow, I'm going to wake up at 5 a.m. and I'm going to go into a cold shower, and I'm going to go do calisthenics for an hour and a half, and I'm going to do that every single day, and then I'm going to go make a chicken breast and broccoli for breakfast at 6:15 exactly, even though I had to do an hour and a half of work, right? And then I'm gonna eat, and then I'm gonna practice my guitar, and then I'm gonna read for an hour, and then I'm gonna go to work, and I'm gonna work for an hour, 8 hours, 6 hours, right? And then I'm gonna come back, and I'm going to cook again, and then I'm gonna go for a run, and then you get what I mean, right? And during all of that, I'm gonna be quitting alcohol, nicotine, and jerking off, and I'm going to cut out all social media. If you do all of that, you will fail. You will absolutely fail if you try and do everything at once, right? Like, people get burnt out by doing one of these things, right? They feel like, man, I need to go back to my original ways, right? It's tempting to go back, right? When you start quitting a vice of yours, right? You go, maybe it wasn't that bad, everyone needs a vice. This vice is pretty good. No. You can only cut out one at a time, right? Maybe, right? I said working out, I said not jerking off are the two best starting out points. If you write a good workout routine and you follow it for a month, first of all, other things are going to follow afterwards, right? Working out is my trigger to take cold showers, right? I'll do a video about that tomorrow, right? If eating healthy makes you more motivated, more ready to work, if you do that, you will start working better, right? One of these things will positively affect the other ones, right? And if you say, I'm going to work out for a month, and when you finish that, then you start, practicing your instrument, right? Every single, respectably, maybe 30 minutes a day or an hour every other day, right? If you do it slowly, like every single month, the first of every month, the first Saturday of every month, whatever it is, you say, I'm going to introduce one new habit, right? Or cut out one old vice or one old negative habit that I don't like. You're going to see far more success than the person that says, starting right now, I'm going to do everything at once, right? Over the course of 6 months, sorry, I just got a phone call. Over the course of 6 months, the person that's doing everything 1 month at a time is going to see far more success, okay? That's really all I have today. So thank you for watching. I honestly really appreciate the people that watch this. Thank you.